Thank you. Yo, what is up? How we doing? Oh, okay, good. I hit the record button. There's Eddie. There he is back there. So yeah. Today was like a cool day. I did a collaboration today with my buddy Theme Park Obsession, and then a friend of mine was visiting from out of town, and then we're like, hey, let's do dinner. You know, it's like one of those things. Like, I think Simmons is going to be in Disneyland when a Nintendo Direct happens. I happen to be at dinner, but hey, it's all good. And then I'm like, oh, okay, dinner was done. I looked at my phone on Twitter, and I saw Eddy Gordo in the character select screen, and I'm like, wait, what? Um, wait, what's going on? And they're like, oh yeah, this is this video. And then I go on Max's chat, and I'm like, hey, chat, what the hell's going on? And then Max is like, don't tell him. And then Max calls me. Yeah. So whatchamacallit? Yeah, Max calls me. He's like, how much you want to know? And I'm like sitting there, you know, because I have the phone hooked up to the car and all this kind of stuff. So and I'm like, God damn it, I want to know and I don't want to know. And yeah, Max is already excited to tell me and stuff like that. So yeah, but first of all, let's talk about, God damn it, Kenny, why do you like this character so much? Why are you obsessed with Eddy Gordo? And well, it's just because as a kid growing up, you know, late 80s, 90s, there was a lot of martial arts movies, a lot of movies that had to do with karate and ninjas and martial arts. And as a kid, I was obsessed with martial arts, and that's why I like fighting games so much, because I love the concept of martial arts. I love the concept of you know, just countries coming up with their own form of combat, and it's the way that the country, you know, it's like, oh, you know, like when I was a kid, I was like, oh, Japan had karate, and China had, you know, Wing Chun and Kung Fu, and Muay Thai was in Thailand. And I always thought that was amazing. I always really thought that was so cool as a kid. That's why I really gravitated to fighting games. And as a kid, I'd always get to see all these cool characters, all their cool cultures and their martial arts. And I always wondered, I'm like, man, I wonder if there's any like, you know, martial arts from, you know, from African Americans or African people or black people. Like, that would be so cool. And I always wondered, but there was no representation was bad back in the day, right? There was really bad representation. So anytime it was a fighting game, it was just a boxer. And I'm like, okay, I know boxing, or Zulu warrior. And I'm like, Zulu warriors are awesome, but they just don't translate too well, you know, now, like, to modern times, right? Like, you have all this stuff, and you have like a guy with it just doesn't, yeah, Taekwondo in Korea. And like the whole time when I was a kid, I always just wondered, and I'm like, I love that how just different countries had their own martial arts, and I always wondered. And we were not that's why representation is so important to me. It's always been very important, as ever since I was a kid. And whenever we get characters from African descent or anything like that, they were very hokey. They were like just generic boxer. They were you know, like even when I remember when DJ came out, and DJ, I thought he was cool, but I'm like, he was just like a token black guy. I'm sorry, he was hokey, right? You know, I was happy to see a black character and like do cool moves, but then he's like, you know, he was hokey. He was And I'm like, I want a badass African American character, or a character, from Africa or from another country. Only the strong. I'm gonna get to that point too. I'm getting to that point, that only the strong. But like, there was no real characters, black characters, that were like badasses, especially in the early days of fighting games, right? They had Balrog, and I'm like, okay, he's just Mike Tyson. They had some other characters in SNK, and then they were just like very generic. And then later on, like, I wasn't a big SNK guy, but they did have Capoeira. They did have like Bob Wilson and a few, like one other capo, and they, even then, they were still a bit on the hokey side, not on the badass side. Yeah, I was a big fan of Jax. I was a big fan of Jax. Yeah, Richard Meyer. Yeah, Richard Meyer. Um, but so like, they were just hokey. I just wanted like a badass, right? Because there were so many other badass characters in fighting games. And I've always wondered like about my roots and stuff, because my mom's Brazilian, Portuguese, I'm Venezuelan, and I always wondered, right? But you didn't get representation back in the day. You didn't get to really see it, and that's why I said like, only the strong introduced me to capoeira. I'm like, oh, that's badass. That's cool. The movie was, it was a hokey, not like a hokey, but it was like, it was a '90s movie. It was our '90s. It was a '90s ass movie, but it was so cool though. And then I'm like, oh, that's badass. There's a capoeira, and it kind of got me like, yeah. And then fast forward to like, Tekken 3. I used to play Tekken 2. Um, I loved Law because he'd do the backflip. And I read something about Eddy Gordo, but in the magazine I read it in, like, it was very before Tekken came out, and I guess he was known as Brian Fury, and he was gonna do capoeira. I'm like, yo, that's cool. Oh man. And then we get to, I'm in Las Vegas and I'm with my buddy, and where we go to the Treasure Island, and we see Tekken 3 for the first time. We see Tekken 3 for the first time. We're like, oh shit. And the first character I picked was Law. And it looks so cool. And I saw Law, and he was like, "Ooh," and I'm like, yo, that is dope. And I'm like, wait a minute, what about that Brian Fury Capoeira character or something like that? Um, yeah, it was like, it was a magazine. It might have been a misprint on the magazine, or it might have been like in the beginning he was supposed to be called Brian Fury. But I was like, shit, that's, so then I'm like, where's this character? And I pick the character, and I see him, and like, he comes out right before the ring. He goes in there, and he goes, like right to your face. He's like that, like, he's like, yo, you're gonna get this shit. And then he does the Jenga, and I'm like, whoa. And he was a badass, and I was fucking floored, because I'm like, finally we get a badass. Not only is he a badass, he's from Brazil, he's doing the martial art of his country, and he's fucking cool. And I'm like, oh, like, it was over. And that the first, like, I picked him that time, and of course, we started hitting like kicks. I was just mashing at the time. I wasn't like a super really into fighting games. But then Eddy made me really start to learn the character. Like, Eddy made me start to like be good at Tekken, because I never really took Tekken seriously. I thought it was a fun game and it was cool. And yeah, and then like Eddy's like, okay, I'm gonna take it seriously. But people thought I would butt mash, because yeah, he was a menace. And I got the Tekken 3 guide, and I learned Eddy, and then my friend taught me Nina. But the whole thing, because like I was just huge into martial arts as a kid. I loved watching kung fu movies, Run Run Shaw movies, and like, that was my thing, and that's why I gravitated to fighting games. And then to find out that there is a martial art that has roots all the way back to Africa, and was, remixed like basically in Brazil to hide it. And like, and then I found out the story of capoeira more through Eddy Gordo, and I'm like, this is my favorite fighting game character of all time. He's the fucking coolest character of all time. He's so goddamn awesome. And yeah, like, his outfit, he's wearing the Brazilian colors. he's he's not like, aha, I'm Eddy Gordo and I'm capoeira dancing man. He wasn't hokey. I mean, he had a hokey ending, but I don't care. I'm happy he's in the game. Yeah, the concept of martial arts being hidden in a dance. It was amazing. It was so amazing to me. Um, and like I really studied that martial art after like really learning about Eddie and finding out that people from Africa have their own martial arts and it's hundreds of years old and it has a history. So then I'm like, okay, there we go. We got the cool fighting game character that's not a hokey token character, because like I said, diversity is extremely important to me. I've always wanted to see um like just cool black character, and like diversity can be done right, and Tekken did it 100% right, because sometimes it's like, oh well, we have to have some people of color, and they're like, yeah, just whatever, just put them in because we have to. That's not what happened with Eddy Gordo. They did their homework. They made him cool. They made him badass, and that's why I love Tekken so much, because any of their characters that are like you know from like African descent, any like their characters from around the world are fucking cool. Like Raven is a badass. Raven is like one of the coolest fighting game characters of all time. Master Raven, Bruce, Marduk. I'm like, yo, they're working hard on this stuff, and the characters are cool. They're not hokey. They're not token, and I love it. Leroy. God damn, bro. Like he came out and instantly people fell in love. So yeah, Tekken is just done it right, and it's awesome. So, and that's why I love Eddie so much. It's just so cool. It's like it really got to teach me about capoeira. I mean, it wouldn't be necessarily my roots because my mom is on the white side, so I don't think there was a lot of my mom's old relatives doing capoeira. But yeah, but yeah. But anyways, it was so cool to find out that we have a rich history with martial arts, and it's a fucking badass history. And yeah, I think that's why I liked fighting games so much, because of my obsession with martial arts and cultures, and different cultures doing cool martial arts, and how they how it's impacted and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, there we go. So that's why I like Eddie. It's a long intro of why I like Eddie, but yeah. So I have a timestamp. Here we go. Yeah, and people will joke, and I'm like, like the whole Lucky Chloe stuff, and I'm like, I just don't care. I just want him in the game. Like, I just want to play this character, and it's so cool that all these, that his like capoeira is now, and it's a martial art that goes, just as far back as karate and many different forms. It's awesome. All right. Oh, and that takes me back to a time when I went. I was I auditioned for Pirates of the Caribbean, but then I ended up helping the audition to like organize and stuff. And I was at Disney Studios. I auditioned for Pirates 3. My hair was much shorter, and I remember me and my buddy Peter were there, and all of a sudden we see Lateef Crowder walk by. And this is right after I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer for Ong Bak, and I see a guy looks like Eddy Gordo doing capoeira, doing all the Eddie's moves in the trailer, and I'm like, I have my freaking I'm like, okay, stop the trailer. I'm not watching it. Yeah, Tom Yongun. I'm not watching any more of this. I'm waiting until I see this in the theater. Stop it. I saw Eddie I saw Lateef do a couple of things, and I'm like, okay, now who is this man? because he's real life Eddy Gordo. Yeah, the protector. And then like I looked up and I I found Lateef Crowder and I found his videos and I found him doing all the cool stunts, but I didn't watch the trailer. And then me and my friends, we all saw that in the movie theater. We all saw the protector in the movie theater, but this is before I even saw the movie. I had a chance. Here's the thing, chat. I had a chance to see the movie at because we went to conventions, we went to anime conventions, and anime conventions were selling the movie because it was out in Thailand. And I bought the movie, but I'm like, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it until I watch it in the theater with my homies. And yeah, but anyways, so this was in between the time. I just saw the like 5 seconds of him in the trailer doing Eddy shit. Then I go see all his reels, and then I meet the guy in real life, and I'm like, I cannot believe this. You're Lateef Crowder. Oh my God. You're real life Eddy Gordo. You are such a badass. You're the coolest, and then this, and Lateef, he's never really been in much. His movie hasn't been released out in the United States. He's just doing stunt stuff. So he was like, oh, whoa, hey, he was like, yeah, he was like, oh man, like he was kind of like blown away that like people knew who he was because his movie didn't come out yet in the United States. It was only in other countries, and he mostly did stunt work, and he had like like demo reels. And I saw him, and I'm like, Eddy Gordo. Oh, and I didn't call him Eddy. Lateef, you are the fucking man. I'm like, and then I went to go get a picture with him, and like the phone died, and this was like old phones. So, and I'm like, I have my memory at least, yeah. But then, like maybe like 6 months later, I fanboyed. That was like the one time I fanboyed the most in life for a celebrity. And but one time I saw him I worked at the Apple Store, and he went into the Apple Store, and I'm like, oh, Lateef. I'm like, yo, Lateef, can we get a photo? And all the computers had photos. So I'm like, let's go. So then me and him took a photo. Yeah, circa 2005-ish. Yeah. I think 2006, 2007, I think is when I took a photo with him. Yeah. And I'm like, yes. And but the funny thing is too, he remembered me. He remembered me when I went to go see him at Wizard World, or this comic convention in LA. Yeah, MySpace days. He remembered me, like when I went to go, and like he's like, "Hey man, how's it going?" And so I was like, "Oh, you remember me? What? Oh yeah," because I was probably one of the first guys ever to be like, "Yo, you are the fucking man." So yeah, so like he remembered. He's like, "Yo man, hey man, how you been, dude?" Because like I saw him like greeting some other people, so I was like, "Ah!" So yeah, that's my Eddy Gordo story. So. And why I like Eddy, and I got to meet Eddy in real life. It was really fucking awesome. And then let's watch the rest of this. All right. I don't have a.
The class is over.
The class is over.
1秒間60コマの
スライド。
スライド。
スライドを見せましょうか。そうですね。しましょうか。じゃあスライドお願いします。
Yeah.
スライド。
あとスライド。
スライドなんだ。
So yeah, the Eddy Gordo slide after we are finished with the power.
Eddy Gordo slide.
I'm kidding.
はい。じゃあ今日は
I still remember the first person that recognized me from your video games.
実況
Going back to that.
やんないよね。
いやこれな多分初めてじゃないかな鉄拳
I love his hair. I don't care if it's overused. I think it's badass.
プレイを見せるの
I think it's
So it's not a
badass.
trailer, but we actually have the dev build here on site, which we're going to be showing today. I was just saying, I don't think we've done this ever for Tekken to actually show
Good, you have to do it for
in-progress
Eddy.
dev build. So
じゃあちょっ
hope
と
you enjoy it.
じゃあまずは
ドキドキしますけどね見せますか
メインスクリーン
まずメインスクリーンから見せましょうここでまず
Right.
メニューからいきましょうかじゃあ
Let's go through
ゲ
the
ーム
main,
画面をはい
main,
I should start getting
main
ripped.
screen here.
うわ
Main menu.
He's on the
皆さんほら
main
You're so
menu.
used to seeing
ね
Kazuya, right?
Will it be like that all the
上半身
time?
裸宮北でしょ
I love it.
So maybe
Leave him on
you're
there
a bit
all the
sick of seeing
time.
Kazuya
And he's got
all day
eyes.
long,
He's got
so we
guy
decided to change it
liner.
up.
エディに変えておきま
He's
した
got guy liner. I wear guy liner sometimes. Let's go. Your boy Unroolie's gonna be wearing guy liner every goddamn Yo video game stream.
Eddie is now on the main menu.
Look at that. It looks
こんな
awesome.
感じで一応エディが
He's on the
And you can
main
see from
menu.
different angles.
これはちゃんとゲーム
I can't
モデル
scream.
なので実際この
実機ではい
です。はい。
And this is the game model, obviously, not like a pre-render or anything. This is the actual model itself.
で
Oh
今日はじゃあ
man.
プラクティスを
そうですねプラクティス、
まあプラクティスというかま
Oh,
あ
he's a
どういう歌なのか簡単に
goddamn.
ねちょっと実
プラ
感
クティスでエディをちょっと
That's a better screen. I'm tired of looking
しまし
at.
ょうかはい
So I believe Nakatsu is going to show us in the practice mode just a little
Oh
bit about
my
the character and what we've done so far.
goodness.
これでねちょっとコメント拾いますけどここの
Yes,
今のメニューのところ
the
エ
Jenga.
ディになってたじゃないですかでみんな自分の好きなキャラにしたいっていう人結構いると思うんで
あー
そこはちょっと中津と僕も
はい
今後やっていきたいなと
と
思ってますそこは
はい
当然そこは
And Rod is saying we realize many people want to use their favorite character in the main menu, so that's something we understand, and hopefully it can happen.
Hopefully it can
実際
happen.
動いて
Make
る
it
実
happen.
機でお見せするの初めてだと思うんですけど
ちょっとドキドキしますよこれ
コスチューム
はい
したんだっけ
コスチュームこれからお見せしますよ
Okay.
そうでちょっとほら 2P は
そうですね実際
Capoeira
コスチューム
fight
お
style.
見せしますね
Love
So I'm going to
it,
show you some
Brazil.
of the costumes first, because
Oh, look
次
at
の
that
カラーは
jacket.
こんな感じで
it's a two-player costume.
Okay,
で
that's
次に
fire. Let
新
me
し
see
く
it.
追加した
Let
まあ専用コスチュームこん
me.
な
Yo,
感
oh
じで
my,
見た目になって
that
And this is his
cosplay, chat.
unique costume that he
I
has.
have
It's
to do
brand new.
that.
はい
That
で皆さん
cosplay.
鉄拳セブンの
We're gonna do
好
it.
きだと思うので
His alt is better than the default. The
髪型含め
seven,
て
the second
鉄拳セブン
favorite
コスチューム実装して
costume.
ます
And I know I'm a huge fan of this Tekken 7 costume, but it's brought back for Tekken 8 as well, including the hairstyle at the time.
はい
Oh my
Kamikaze
god, that
Juni.
jacket, bro. I love jackets. I have
ご安心ください
fucking
はい
Obviously, you can customize
40
the
jackets.
hairstyle to your liking.
hairstyle.
なんで今日はまあ
Oh my
まず
god, I want to
コ
see.
スチュームを選
Tekken 8.
はい、はい、
Yo.
で
Oh my goodness. Damn. All right. Holy horse. Okay, and those glasses. I like this. I like this alt. This might be my new second favorite Eddy costume.
皆さん鉄拳セブン
Like, this is now moved to third place. Oh, that for Evo? God damn, bro. So it goes classic number 1. This number 2 by far. This number 3, and this is like 4. I have to find a way to somehow get a jacket like that and then customize it, put like some fur on it.
のエディもお好きだと思うので、
これも含めてね。
Wow.
髪型含め
Number
て
one is
鉄拳
classic,
セブンコスチューム
classic
実装
Eddy.
してます。
And I know I'm a huge fan of this Tekken 7 costume, but it's brought back for Tekken 8 as well,
だから
including the
髪型
hairstyle
ね
at the time.
はい。
髪型自由にまたカスタマイズとかこういうの
Hey,
で変えれるので
purple.
皆さんそこはご安心く
Tekken,
ださいね
his
Obviously,
his
you can
alt look,
customize the
I
hairstyle
thought
to
it was
your
okay. I never really liked it because he kind of just looked a little generic. It looks like he was just like chilling.
So first, though, we'll start off with the the brand new default costume.
はい。で、まあ次のアップデートに入る要素も実はあるので、ちょっとクラウディを
He
選択
looks
し
so
ます。
ちょっと
cool.
画面をね皆さんはね大きめにして見といてほしいかな
So there's actually a new element to the gameplay that we want to show you. So maximize your screen if you haven't done so yet. just so you
It's
can pick the finer
maximized.
で
details.
はい、広めのステージをちょっと選択します。
And we're gonna pick a more wide stage
Yeah. Okay.
against
God
Claudio.
damn
here.
it! See, he's a
はい
badass.、He's a
まずちょっ
badass.
と、体力バーの下、ヒートタイマーの横にあるアイ
He's
コンが
not hokey.
まあエディと
He's
クラウ
not.
ディオに表示されてると思うんですけども、まあ、こちらはクラウディオのスターバーストだったり
Symbols now.
ブライアンのスネークアイといったキャラクターのパワーアップ要素を視覚化したものになります。
So you'll notice the icon right next to the heat gauge. This kind of signifies different things for different characters. In Claudio's case, it signifies the heat burst, right? or with Brian maybe snake eyes.
はい、こちらは2月下旬から
Oh,
3月の
damn.
アップデートで、パー
The
ク
sand,
が、
yeah.
搭載されているキャラクターに実装されます。
And so this is going to be included in the update in end of February or early March to kind of show the
Early February.
abilities that each character has in the match.
はい、じゃあで、お待ちかねのエディ行ってみましょう。
新キャラ
All right, let's get started with
まず
Eddy.
行きましょう。
はい、今回本当に、鉄拳3以来エディもう25年以上登場してますが、新しく本当カポエイラを一から作り直すぐらいの、
Yeah, I'm gonna make him
キー
Killmonger.
ワード新生カポ
I'm
エイラ
making
という
Killmonger.
キーワードで、開発に取り組みました。
I already knew how.
So you all are pretty familiar that Eddie's a staple of the series for what 25 years now.
Yes.
But one of the kind of key concepts in the development of the character this time is new capoeira. So he's his fight style has been completely revamped for this time.
まあ
Wow.
実はこの構えの陣画からしてす
Wow.
ごい設置感で
はい
結構これもリニューアルされてるんですよ。
So even the Jinga, you can see
Sean,
the
yeah, you can make him
footwork,
into Sean.
It just feels more like solid and actually sticking to the ground than it was before.
はい、まあちょっと軽く見せますけど、こんな感じで、
Oh, okay.
いろいろリニューアルされて
逆立ちもね
Whoa.
ポーズ違うししゃがみ
So
ポ
you
ー
can
ズ
see the animations have changed quite a bit.
Yes.
はい、実はこの鉄拳3の時に、カポエイラを始めた開発メンバー、
Oh my.
笹森っていう、まあ、ゲヘイロっていうそのカポエリスタがいるんですけども、彼が今回モーションアクターとして、まあ、指導者としても16年以上やっていて、
Looks like he's got, like, yeah, the animations are clean. Looks like he can get out of a lot of
キャプチャーしてます。
stuff.
So there's kind of a unique story to this actually. There's a development member called Sasamori who actually started learning capoeira when
I
he
love
saw
him.
Eddie for the first time.
I'm gonna find out
back
his
in the day.
birthday,
And so
Sasamori.
he's actually been teaching capoeira for the past 16 years. That's how good he's gotten. And he is well known in Japan especially, and he actually did the motion capture for Eddie.
そうだそ
Oh.
の笹森はそもそも笹森の師匠はエディだから
So Besso
エディ
is his
鉄
heat
拳3のエ
gauge.
Ah,
ディを見て衝撃を受けて彼は
Marcelo さん。
カポエロを始めてだからエディが師匠だから
はい、
So it's like his
Wow.
teacher's Eddie, kind of, because that's where he started from.
で1個ずつ
His teacher, yeah.
でまず逆立ち、バナネイラっていう技なんですけども、セブンから大きく変わった点は逆立ちの方向を見てください。
Living the dream, bro. Living the dream,
後ろ見
brother.
てましたが、前向きの逆立ちになってます。
So if you can see the handstand
Yo.
change, it was facing the other direction up until 7, but from 8, he's actually facing his opponent now.
Wow.
で逆立ちのまま前方向を維持して前進できるようになりました。
You can actually move forward while staying in the handstand.
Okay, he still has that
前方向の逆立ち
move.
とあと後ろに避ける逆立ち、この2つが追加されて結構機動力がアップ。
So now hand
And
stance
so
is
you
a
can actually
stand.
kind of evade your opponents in kind of reverse direction as well. So you can see
That's his down
he's much
2
more
2
mobile than
1
before.
2.
はい、で主に逆立ちは攻めの起点で、多くの新技や新連携を追加しています。
And that's kind of like one of his starting points for his offense.
Oh
And
my
he's
God.
had several new techniques
Oh
added from
my
there.
God. Look at him.
こんな感じ
He's
で
all
逆
over
立
the
ちからこう
place.
座りに移行できる技が
He's gonna
追
hit
加
you
されたり
lower mid.
まあ、パワークラッシュだったり、
And new animations to transition from handstand to
こう連携か
Oh,
ら
look
座
at.
りに行ける
Oh, that is so
and then
clean.
different
That is so clean.
sequences of attacks.
Hey, Joy.
Also a new power crash.
はい、で続いて2つ目の構え
It
の
looks so
座り
clean.
ネガティーバですね。
And then Negativa, the relaxed position.
Yeah.
で構えであり、
And the
余計
Negativa
の
looks
回避と
much
しても使う
cooler.
構えになってい
It
て
looks so cool.
座りも実は前入れで座り
Whoa.
を維持したまま相手に近づけるようになってます。
Sorry. Moving in and out of Negativa.
So Negativa,
Or moving in
is,
Negativa.
a transition that gives you access to other techniques, but also is a good way to kind of like evade opponents' attacks as well.
はい、
Not only that, but in Negativa, you can now kind of move forward in that stance.
で座りは、先ほどの
Holy
逆立ちが攻めの起点で座りは崩し要素で相手を崩すことができるのがこの座りの構えになってます。
What was that?
So if the handstand's kind of like your starting point to your offense, Negativa, the relaxed position, is kind of like
Oh, see that?
a way to open
I
up your
told you
opponent.
he's a
下段
badass,
からの
bro.、
まあ、クリーンヒットでダウンが取れる下段が追加されて エディがパワーアップするといったような新要素が入ってます。
So it has lots of low
he's got a
attacks.
one.
He also, if he does a clean hit from one of those low attacks, it actually knocks down the opponent and gives him kind of a buff.
A buff?
はい、でこのパワーアップは後で説明しますが、カポエイラの中で有名なマンジンガっていう秘術だったり魔術といったような結構異名を持つマンジンガっていうものが
Look at that low. Oh,
And
it's
so
dirty.
the power up is kind of Nakatsu's going to explain in a bit more detail, but it's gives him access to the Manjingo. It's like a kind of like a spiritual capabilities, I guess you could say.
はい、
Ooh, a
で
spiritual
次にやっぱカポエイラ
capability.
を見直
Okay.
すにあたって派手で楽しい技を追加したいっていうところでダイナミックな動きを、いくつも追加しました。代表的なのがこのハーボジアハイヤですね。
And so, you know, some of
Damn.
the thinking behind the revamping of the style was to make it even more like over the top and stand out in the dynamic animations. One of the major techniques he's just showing off right now is one of them.
Damn, hold on.
あと、
It's so cool!
シャンゴーっていうこういうちょっと中間距離で胴抜きやポンケンといった似たような使い方ができる技が追加されてます。
Ooh.
And this brand new move that he's doing now is kind of like
A
using
mid. And it's good distance, too.
for Paul, in the sense that it's from kind of a mid range attack that's quite strong.
Woo!
はい。あとはエディ待望のやっぱ鉄拳と
His
アグレッシブ
animations and movement is so
ゲー
clean.
ム性なので、初めてエディがスラッシュキックを搭載してます。
And since Tekken 8, the nature is supposed to be aggressive gameplay,
Yes,
offensive,
exactly.
etc. This is the first time Eddie gets a slash kick.
でガード時逆立ちに行けるのでスラッシュキックから逆立ちの攻めだったりを継続することができます。
Damn.
And so you can actually go from handstand, or I'm sorry, from a slash kick into the handstand to continue up your offense.
はい。であとはやっぱり、
Jeez,
エ
so
ディ
switch
使いっていうのは結
stance.
構カジュアルな人も
He's gonna probably be a little more
使ってますので
difficult for sure.
その蹴り連打、左キック右キック連打で、楽しくそのカポエイラの独特の動きを体験できるように左キック連打でこう逆立ちに行ってさらに座りに行って下段で崩せるみたいなこういう流れのような攻めが展開できるようになってます。
And so, since we realized that, you know, a lot of people are really attracted to Eddie when they're first picking up Tekken, especially, we wanted to make him very accessible. So,
Accessible?
simply pressing repeatedly the left attack transitions him to handstand attacks and then through to Negativa. So, it's quite easy to do all these kind of over-the-top capoeira actions.
はい、右キックも同様にこう
His stance characters are kind of are a lot
特徴であ
tougher.
る踊ってるように戦うようなアクションができるようになってます。
And so repeatedly pressing the right kick will do as Nakatsu's doing now, where it's kind of like a capoeira dance-like motion. It's very fluid.
Wow.
はい、なんで初めて、遊ぶ方でも非常に楽しくかつカポエラらしく戦えるようにリニューア
I'm
ルし
so
ました。
happy.
So we just wanted to make him very easy to pick up and play and still
I'm so-
get that feeling of capoeira even for beginner players.
はい、で最後3つ目の要素が先ほど説明した
This is
マ
gonna be
ンジンガっていう、パワーアップ要素ですね。
So, and then obviously one of the new features, the Manjinga to power up.
はい、この
Low
1って
floor,
い
high
う数
ceiling.
字が出てる時がマンジンガレベル1っていう状態になります。
So when 1 appears, that means that that's like level 1 of the Manjinga.
The
でマン
Majinga.
ジンガがたまると、攻めの起点だった逆立ちに崩しの要素が追加されます。
And this means that he has new options to kind of open up his opponent from the handstand.
逆立ちから下段の攻撃が出て、崩しが強くなります。
So even from the handstand, he has access to low attacks that help open up the opponent.
でマンジンガは、
Mix,
ラウン
bro.
ド
That's
間は
mix.
継続するので、ラウンド中はそのマンジンガレベルが下がることはありません。
And so the level of Manjinga actually, it's you keep that level throughout the round. So it's not like it goes away or is depleted in that round.
なんでレベル2まで貯めると、
Damn.
もう逆立ちがかなり崩しとして非常に優秀な性能になります。
So if you can get up to level 2, then he's quite formidable with low attacks from handstand.
はい、で、こちらのレベルが0になる条件はラウンドが切り替わることです。
So the only way it goes back to 0 is when
Super.
you begin a new round.
Oh, okay.
はい、っていった感じで、多彩な蹴り技とこのマンジンガを使って
Hey, so
遊ぶ
cool.
のが今回のエディの特徴になります。
So Eddie's characteristic is really about using all these powerful kick attacks and also powering up so you can have access to those new techniques from Mazinga.
はい、あと遊びやすいように本当に、こういった既存のビリバっていうのももともとは斜め下と両キックだったのを斜め下と左キックに変えて浮かせ技1個から左キックを連打しておくと、コンボが決めてマンジンガがたまるっていったような、遊びやすく、性能を変えています。
どう書いた入力？
入力を
簡単な
3両キックから、3LK に変えます。
LK か。
両ボタンを押さ
なんで浮かした後にずっと LK を連打しておくとコンボを決めてマンジンガレベルがたまる。
God
So
damn.
because the dev team wants
He's already
a
perfect.
variety of different players to check it out and have fun with the character. One of his main launchers, I think it's called the Bly Billy Bow, I believe, the 3 both
Billy
kicks. It's difficult input for newer players, right? So they changed it to just 3 LK, and then you consecutively press the left kick to continue to do follow-up attacks, which also
Damn.
levels up your Majinga as well.
ない。すごい初心者でも扱いやすいキャラではある。
そうですね。
So yeah, I mean, even if you're new to Tekken, we'll help you check it out because he's quite accessible.
Oh my
そ
God,
の
dude, look at
分、
him.
その逆立ちからちょっと横に避ける動作だったり複雑化してた、逆立ちから一回しゃがむみたいなそういう動作を、なくすことで、新しくエディとして分かりやすくそして、楽しいキャラに仕上げました。
And so his stances, like especially the handstand, etc., have been kind of streamlined to make it more easy
Jeez.
and intuitive to play.
右キックも同様に、浮かした後に右キック連打しても結構コンボがつながるように、最後 LK をしてますけど
I wonder if they'll have a real
浮かした
10
後ス
string.
タイル連打スペシャルスタイルに近いような操作感覚で遊べます。
And so Nakatsu was just saying that likewise with the right kick, the right side kick, I mean, you can
Dude,
launch
he
your
looks so
opponent and
cool. I
continue
don't
with your
care.
right
Don't
kick inputs
disrespect his
to,
hair.
Continue the combo.
He looks
I was just
badass.
mentioning it's almost like special style, kind of really.
あとヒート中はそのヒートスマッシュはもちろんあるんですけども逆立ちや、座りに行く攻めが、やりやすくなるような、専用技が出るようになっています。
And so when he's powered up in the heat state, it's even easier to go into the handstand transition because of the techniques he has access to.
こんな感じで
Oh,
実
man,
は
heat
逆立ち
gauge in
をし
level
つつ
2?
相手を、トルネード状態にするような技が追加されてたりしますね。
Like the technique he's currently showing off, in which you go straight into the handstand and at the same time launching your opponent into a tornado if it hits.
もう一個はその座り状態にその奇襲をかけながら、座り状態に行って崩していく
I bet you
よう
that's
な
like
こういった専用
plus.
技が出せるようになります。
And another is kind of like the sneak attack you have from Negativa, the
That is Negativa so
relaxed state
sick.
to kind of like sneak an attack on your opponent when they're not expecting it.
なんでこんな感じで結構蹴りを連打しながら
They
相手に
made him
近
a
づき
menace
つつ
still with this like
展開を迫るといったような新しいエディの
Low
プレイスタイル
entry,
が
high ceiling.
遊べるようになってます。
And so it really allows Eddie to kind of keep forward pressure on the opponent, and you have a variety of different attacks at your disposal. ファナンといい、なんか中津こういうの好きだよな。
踊るように戦うキャラは好きですね。アズセナも好きですけど。
Mention Nakatsu likes these type of characters.
yes. That is so sick because you know the low's coming.
He also has a throw from Negativa.
Yes. Okay, the rodeo.
はい。っていう感じで結構初めて開発中のエディ
He's gonna be
お見せしました。
nasty.
So that's the first time we've actually shown in build footage of Eddie playing live. So we hope you all enjoyed it.
これね面白いのがねコメント見てるとエディ使う気の人すごい今超ワクワクしてるわけですよでこれエディを対戦相手とこう考えて対策しなきゃっていう目で見てる人は今すごい心配してるんだけど
More
皆さん
knowledge
心
checks
配し
with
ないでください
Eddie.
こういう新キャラね紹介するときはそれはそのキャラのいいとこばかり見せますよで 割とでもこれリアルに対戦するとね、僕がパワークラッシュとかおりゃおりゃってやってると結構潰されるし、
そうですね。
あとやっぱガードできてないタイミング多いんで、割と皆さんがそんな心配、
はい、
ゲーって言ってるとこなんて結構潰せたりするんで、
あとは
大丈夫です。
実はそのバックダッシュとかも今回向きの性能になってたりするので、ちょっと弱くなった点ももちろんあるし、
Got a good
座
forward
りは
dash.
ダウン
Everyone
状態
does.
ではなく立ち状態になっているので、浮かせ技とかをもらったりもします。
まあ、あれじゃないの結局。
So it was like Eddie used to get messed. Ow, bit the side of my mouth. Eddie used to get like messed up in Negativa. So I mean, because Negativa was kind of like a dangerous spot. Like especially if you do that back 3-3 in Negativa and they block, you're getting thrashed. But now he looks like he has so many options and mobility now. So it's 100% amazing. Like what they've done, they've made it even more of a mix and more mobility for capoeira, right? Because we go to Negativa to like handstand and stuff like that. Oh man, dude, it's insane. Because I was thinking, I'm like, well, how would Eddie fit in this new Tekken? Because Tekken is so now aggressive, and I'm thinking, I'm like, how is he gonna fit? Like, and then Max gave me the hint, like he gave me one spoiler, and I'm like, yeah, okay, he's gonna have to have like a retool, especially with just how aggressive this game is.
他のキャラ同様リプレイを見ながら、
まあ基本的にはそうですね。対策は
していく感じ。
する必要あるんですけども、まあ強くなっただけではなくちゃんと。
Actually, the more that I see this costume, now that I see the costume in motion, I love it even more. I love this costume.
So, Hirata was just worried that the comments, are filled with a lot of people who are like, oh man, Eddie's insane. I can't wait to play him. But at the same time, people who are, have a different main character and think, I have to learn how to fight against this character. But, it's like any other character. Obviously, he looks strong.
I love the way the hair looks.
We want people to be excited about new characters. But he has his weaknesses and openings as well. You just have to find them, just like the other characters.
Yeah.
はい。まあチャット欄にキャラ名を何回も送ってもそのキャラ実装されないんで意味ないんでやめた方がいいと思います。
Well, yeah, the ropes. That's how they do the belts in capoeiras.
I know you enjoy asking for other characters in the chat, but that's not how we do it. So.
Yeah. Wait your turn.
あんまやると蹴っちゃいますよ。
Let it rock.
And Yasuda's gonna throw down the ban hammer if you keep doing that. So.
Yeah.
はい。ということで、
はい、エディの新規プレイを。
そうですね。
Fuck,
今
and
日
he
これ
has the
PS5
pose.
の開発
He's so goddamn cool.
プレイをしたんですが、まあ当然 Steam の方でも開発はやってまして、でちょっとまたスライドに戻っちゃって申し訳ないんですが、はい。
Okay, so we were just showing off the PS5 build today, the dev kit. Obviously, it's also gonna look the same on
this
Steam
design
and
might have
Xbox
moved up
as well. That said, it's time to move back to Yasuda's PowerPoint briefly.
No. Where's that timestamp? I need to see those other costumes.
そうですね。一つスライドに戻ってお伝えしたかったのが、まあ結構要望にいただいていたその Steam 版のゲーム集。
God damn it. He's so cool.
ので皆さんそこはご安心くださいね。
はい。
はい。
Obviously, you can customize the hair.
And look, this is his hair. I like this hairstyle. Like this hairstyle's cool. This shit just looks like
Style to your liking.
なんで今日は
oh my god. And he has the hairstyle with that cool ass jacket.
まずデフォルトのコスチュームを選択。
First, we'll start off with the the brand new default.
コスチュームをちょっとお見せしますね。
So we're gonna show you some of the costumes first, because there's some cool
2P の
things.
カラーはこんな感じで、
It's a two-player costume.
で次に新しく追加した専用コスチュームはこんな
Damn, he's got gloves.
感じの。
Holy shit, dude.
見た目になって
And this is his unique costume that he has. It's brand new for Tekken 8.
はいで、
Dude, he looks so fucking cool. He looks so goddamn cool.
皆さん鉄拳7のエディもお好きだと思うので、
これも含めてね。
髪型含め
I
て
this costume has gone down like more points. The purple coat. I'm gonna have to see about the purple coat. Get the gloves. Like this costume used to be cool. Dude, you know, people are like, oh, they were tired of the hair. Dude, I love the hair. The hair was sick. Yo, god damn.
コスチュームをちょっとお見せしますね。
So we're going to show you some of the costumes first because there's some cool
2P の
things.
カラーはこんな感じで、
It's a two-player costume.
で次に新しく追加した、専用コスチュームはこんな感じの。
Fuck, man, this just half speed it. He looks so cool. I'd have to find a. I mean, you know, it's funny that jacket looks like that straight out of Devil May Cry. Yeah, the T-shirt's insane. I have to find some kind of like a T-shirt like that. I mean, that's like some Italian. Yeah, Eddie and Asasina have some insane drip. Sorry, Chad. Holy horse. But dude, the jacket, the gloves. Yeah. The same haircut. I mean, I can do. That's how I was wearing my hair at the Game Awards. Like, if you saw my my hairstyle, it was kind of like a bit of a version like that. Yeah, during the Game Awards, I had a bit of a, you know, I kind of rocked it, that style. You know, maybe I'll get the tips bleached or something like that. Oh man, yeah, man. A legacy, yeah. I hope we get a legacy costume. That would be sick. But this costume is fire. This costume is like, it's probably
見た目になって
number 2 now for Eddie, and then the other one is 3. Yeah, it went to 3. Tekken 8's costumes are, yeah. We could make Sean in the game with the geese. We can make Sean. We can make Killmonger. That's sick. Yeah, with the and you can just do the colors from Street Fighter. Yeah, man. It's gonna be, I'm already thinking of like the cool customizations. Killmonger's easy. I already saw how I can do, or dude, you can even make a super swaggy Killmonger. You make the black here white. To have this as a blue jean color, you take off the glasses. Yeah. But dude, a Drake fade. There's going to be Drake for sure. Shop outfits at 29. Okay, cool. Awesome. God damn it, dude. Eddie. Holy shit, he looks so cool. He looks so cool. And yeah, like, dude, the movement blade Eddie. Yeah, dude. He looks omega cool. And I like the purple. Or I have the purple. I have purple Jordans. Jeez, man. Dude. And the way he, like, the movement. Yeah, he's basically an all new character.
でちょっとクラウディを選択します
ちょっ
ね。
と画面をね皆さんはね大きめにして見といてほしい。
God damn, the movements are so clean. And he looks just, yeah, I like the hair. I don't care what anybody says. Guess what? The game industry, the movie industry have a thing of using things a lot. So be it. But I think he looks awesome. I think the hairstyle looks awesome. But how many generic, you know, buzz cut, you know, soldier looking dudes did we get for so long? We got plenty. It's fine, but at least this looks cool. The hair looks fantastic. Miles, yeah. Oh, you know what would be a good one? Prowler. Prowler would be sick. Yeah. Oh, a good look. Yeah. That'd be sick just in time for Evo. Yeah. Man. Oh man, chat. We're gonna still go. We're gonna look at the other thing. I'm gonna cut this video. Yeah. Paul Maines, yeah, that hair we can complain about. But oh man, I can't even believe it, chat. I can't scream that much because I lost my voice. I did. We're still going, but this has been my thing to Eddy. Man, it is. He's so. It's so cool. So he's got this gauge that is just gonna make him even scarier. So Eddy in heat mode plus level 2. It's going to be a nightmare. Oh man, I on it right now, chat. Right now. Just put it in my veins. Put it in my veins. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check that out. But my dude, I cannot wait. It looks great. Oh man, I'm ecstatic. We're gonna keep going, chat. But if this is YouTube, thank you guys for watching. And if you guys haven't subscribed to your boy, hook me up. Look at that, Skillmonger right there.